Hello, hello. Is anyone there? This is like my third time trying to go live, y'all. So hopefully you can see me. Is anyone there? Yay, I'm live. All right, you guys. Hello, hello. Welcome. Hello, sister. This is like my third time trying to get on. I don't know what it is with Facebook, but it's like I can't get on the first try anymore. Not for my page. So, welcome you guys. Welcome to Wednesday. It's another, hi Tracy. It's another Trainwreck Wednesday, and we are starting on a whole new project, you guys. So, welcome. It is Trainwreck Wednesday. I'm Cassandra. I'm with Pecan Porch Boutique. Hi, Dina. How are you? So not only, you guys, is it Trainwreck Wednesday, but it's hump day. I hope you guys have had a great week so far. Y'all, I have got some great news to share. Not only is it Trainwreck Wednesday, and not only is it hump day, but I am off until Tuesday, y'all. I do not go back to work until Tuesday. I am ecstatic. I am ecstatic. So I may stay up all night and watch TV and eat junk food, like we used to do when we were 16. But no, I won't do that because I'll end up in the ICU. Anyway, you guys, welcome. Thank you guys for joining me. I'm Cassandra. I'm with Pecan Porch Boutique, and we are starting on a whole new project, y'all. Did you guys see that saddle table, the picture that I put up? I mean, I know, Dina. I am like, I don't even know. I don't even know what to say. I'm so happy to be off. But that picture of that sad little table, y'all, it desperately needs to get to Porch Paradise. So we're going to try to get it there. We're going to try to get it there. All right. So what's the project? What's the plan for the project? You guys know what the project is. The project is this little drop leaf table. Turn you guys a little bit so you can see better. This little drop leaf table, y'all, this poor little table is set out on my porch forever. I mean, just gathering dust and gathering dust over the years, gathering dust. But it has potential. So we're going to try to tap into that potential, okay? So what's the plan? Because y'all know on Trainwreck Wednesday, it's always a plan. Okay, so the plan is, put this over here. We're going to be working tonight with some of the stamps, the IOD stamps. So the plan is we're going to be working with the Barnwood stamp. Have you guys seen this stamp? Oh my goodness. It is a 2-pack stamp. This is called the Barnwood stamp. And you get these different planks in here, in this stamp. You also get these little wood knots, the knots that you find in the wood. Isn't that cool? So this is a 2-packer. I mean, this is a cool stamp. And I'm sorry to say I haven't used it enough, but we're going to use it tonight. And not only do you get that, I'm going to be using this one, this kind of grainy looking one tonight. But you also get these little nail holes, y'all. Look at these. See that little thing right there? They're like nails, and you can divide your planks up with those little nails. So this is a 2-pack, and you can get, choose the type of plank you want and use that on your project. So we're going to be using that as the background. And then we're going to be using, this is the new, one of the new spring releases from Iron Orchid Design. This is the grape stamp. Have you guys seen the grape stamp? So, a lot of people aren't really excited about the grape stamp, but there's something about the grape stamp that I like. Could it be because I like grapes? Yeah, I can eat a whole thing of grapes. If I bring grapes in the house, they are gone. But this is the grape stamp. So we're going to be using the grape stamp to, how, I don't know if you guys have ever seen, but we grew up in the country. So we would drive down the road and you could look over and you would see these old fences that had these grapevines growing on them, And we would pull over, we would stop, or we would be walking, and we would go over there and we would pick some grapes, and eat them right off the vine. So we're going to do that. We're going to do that kind of design tonight on this sweet little table that needs so much help, y'all. Don't even get me started on grapes. I can eat the whole bag. Me too. In one sitting, like, I'll put them in there on the kitchen table thinking, okay, I'm not going to walk back and forth in there. So I walk back and forth in there till that whole bag is gone. The whole bag. And it's like I never even brought any grapes home. So yeah, I love grapes. So, but a lot of people weren't really excited about the grape stamp. I'm kind of excited about the grape stamp. I like the grape stamp. So we're going to be using that tonight. Okay, so what have I done so far? Let's take a look at this little table, you guys. I'm going to pull you guys up so you can see it. So, if y'all saw how ugly it was in the picture, I mean, it had like tons of color on it. Somebody had spray painted it. I mean, and when I got it, I just sit it out on my porch, so I didn't really do anything with it. So, I just, you know, took it the way it was. So, I drug it in, cleaned it up, and then what I've done so far is I've given it 2 coats, the top anyway. I haven't finished the legs yet, but the top I've given it 2 coats of Sandy Blonde by DIY. And then I kind of blended in a little bit of Fancy Farm Girl. Can you guys see that little hue of green there? And then I also blended in a little bit of the Weathered Wood, which is kind of a darker color there, and a little bit of Prairie Gray. Because, you know, fences, especially old fences, especially like the one I have in my backyard, you know, they're kind of brownish, but they, you know, they have a little bit of green in them sometimes because of the moss, you know, that gets on them. And so I kind of blended those colors in. And so I've already, if you guys can see, let me pull you up a little bit more. You guys can see here. So I've already did a couple of rows of the Barnwood plank stamp here. And then I also did the grape, a bundle of the grapes, and a leaf. So that's kind of going to be the motif for this particular table. And I'm going to show you guys how I did that. I'm going to show you guys how to get a hand-painted look without being an artist, because I am definitely not an artist. So, but we're going to get a hand-painted look on our grape stamp. I'm going to show you guys how we did that. Okay, so but first we're going to start out by doing some getting the rest of our planks on right here. All right, so here we go, y'all. This train is moving out of the station. All right, so we're going to start with, you guys turn you kind of over here a little bit now. Okay, so we're going to start with our Barnwood stamps. And y'all, I just love, look at these little knots. Like, you know how you see the knots in the wood? Like, you can actually put these in on your planks. I mean, this is just, it's way too fun. So I'm going to be using, I've chosen, and you can switch up if you want, but I'm going to be using this particular one. It's kind of grainy, kind of woody looking. This is the one that I'm going to be using. All right. So we're going to go ahead, and I'm going to be using this pencil too, and this is the only pencil I could find, y'all. I couldn't even find no eraser. It's like one with no eraser. I mean, what kind of pencil is this? Anyway, so we'll be using that later. So we're going to go ahead and get started with stamping our plank, though. So I'm going to be using a little bit of my DIY black velvet to stamp the plank, and my brayer. All right, are these newer ROD stamps? The grapes is the new release, Dina. That is one of the new spring releases, but the Barnwood stamp has been out there for quite some time, and I just don't think it's used enough. It is a great stamp. So yeah, the Barnwood plank stamp has been out there for some time, but the grapes are a part of the new spring release. All right, let me get a little of my black paint here. Can you guys see me? Yeah. And I got my brayer right here. And hi, Marilyn. Marilyn has joined. Hi, Marilyn. And we are going to get some on my brayer here. And then we're just going to roll it over our stamp. And the key really to stamping, y'all, is just to try to make sure that you don't get the paint on any part of the stamp that you don't want it to come off on, because it will come off on your project. And you really don't need that much. Just make sure you get good coverage. All right, so there we go. All right, turn you guys over here and let's get to stamping. So I have the fan on, so hopefully because I'm going to be using the inks, and because I have those little nail, I showed you guys those little nail parts of the stamp, I really don't have to stagger these at all because I can separate those with the little nails. So I'm going to stand up. Can you guys see this? Yeah, I think you can. Okay. Now I'm going to start down here. And I'm not really being too particular. I'm just going to line it up and get it off the edge and just drop it. And once you get it down, you really don't want to shift because it will definitely smear your image, and you don't want that. So I'm just kind of holding it down with my thumb, moving my hand around and getting a good impression. You don't have to press too hard, but just get a good impression. All right, let's pull it up and see what we got. There we go. So that's plank number 1. Can you guys see that? You pull up a little bit. Maybe you guys can see a little bit better. So there's our first impression right there. All right, so I think that turned out pretty good. So, and again, I have the fan on, so this is gonna dry a little bit quicker than normal. And another thing, y'all, so this table, like I said, somebody spray painted it and they hand painted it, and I don't know if you guys can see, you guys probably can't see this on camera, but you see all these little parts where the paint dripped? They let the paint drip. I'm not even gonna worry about those, y'all. I'm just gonna cover that right up. I'm gonna cover it right up with this plank stamp here. All right, so wonder if I can lay that there, y'all. Y'all think I can lay that there and roll over it without getting it on my, I know I'm living kind of on the edge, but I'm gonna try it. Load up my brayer again. It's the edges that try not to get it on my table. And I'm depicting an old fence, so it's okay with me if I don't get, complete impressions. All right. So now I don't really try to line these up per se. Let me go over here on this side. I generally just kind of overlap a little bit, and from where I did it last time, and I just kind of keep right on moving, because at the end of the day, y'all, it's just paint, and if we mess it up, we can do it all over again. All right, so it's down. Give it a little bit of a press. I'm gonna lift it up. And there we go. Not too bad. I did miss a spot right in there, but I can always go back and fill that in if I want. I don't think I had enough paint on my brayer. All right, let's keep on stamping, y'all, because I really want to get to this part right here so I can show you guys how to get a hand-painted look without being an artist like me. I am definitely not an artist, y'all. I see some of the people on Facebook, some of the people who paint furniture and redo furniture, and they are truly artists, but I'm not one of those people. No, I consider myself a creatist. I create things. That's a lot different than being an artist. All right. Let's keep it going. Have you guys been watching the decoupage marathon? Roy Cycle Treasures decoupage marathon is this week. And there's an artist every night. Can you guys see this? I'm just putting this on my brayer. There's an artist on there, or creator on there every night doing something different with the decoupage paper. And I will actually be on live on the Roy Cycle page this Friday at 6:15. So hopefully you guys can catch some of the other ones as well. All right. So let's keep moving with this stamp here. Just going to drop it right there. It's okay if it doesn't line up too well. This is an old fence in the country along the roadside, remember? Just pushing it down. When I think I have it all pressed down, then I'm going to lift it up. And there's my plank impression. All right, lost track of the days, but I'm here now. Hi, Donna. Welcome. All right, let's try to get this edge right here and get a couple of them down this way. And then we're going to move on. I'm going to show you guys how I did the grapes. So I know you guys can't see this, but I'm just inking up the stamp again. Start over here. Can you guys see this? I did not even check to see if you could see this. Yeah, you can see. So I'm just using part of it, but I'm gonna flip it around. There we go. I'm gonna flip it around and I'm gonna use that other end that has ink on it still. And see what kind of impression I get. And I don't know about y'all, but this already looks better. I'm enjoying the decoupage marathon. Lots of great ideas. Oh, hi, Eva. Yes, I know. I love the marathon. I get so many good ideas from other creators. All right. So I think I can ink this probably one more time, y'all. And I'm good with that. You know, it's kind of faded there. Better impression there, but I'm okay with that. I'm going to get this little part and this little part, and then we're going to be done with this part. And I'm not going to do all of that tonight, but I want to get to the grapes to show you guys how I did that. So I'm just going to, you guys have seen me ink up, so there's really no need for me to turn the camera around. But I'm going to put a little bit more paint on my plate and get it ready. And I'm hoping that I can get, with this next one, I can get enough for both sections. So for this section here and for that section, I think I should be able to use the stamp twice with one ink. All right. I got some ink where I didn't want it, so, or some paint where I didn't want it on my stamp. All right, so I'm going to try to get this little part right here, and then I'm going to try to get this little part right here. Hey, love, I have to head out for an appointment. I will catch the finish on the replay. Okay, Dina, thank you so much for joining. Yeah, catch the replay. See you next time. Okay. All right. So try to catch this side right here. Can you guys see this? Turn it a little bit this way. Catch this side right here. Press it down. Just kind of walking my fingers across it. So hopefully it doesn't move. Lift that up. There we go. That's a pretty good impression. Now I'm just going to flip my, I'm going to flip it around to the side that still has ink so that I can try to get this edge over here. Right here. Lay that down there. Just kind of walking my fingers around it because I'm holding this other end here. All right. That came out pretty good. What do you guys think? I think I'm going to go back just a little right in here and see if I can get a little bit of an impression here. Doesn't matter if it lines up too well. I'm just trying to get a little bit more paint there. A little bit more pattern. Yeah, there we go. I'm okay with that. Okay, so there we have it, y'all. That is our Barnwood plank. So the whole table is going to get this Barnwood plank stamp. And then I'm going to show you guys how I got the grapes. Okay, so let me cross over here. What is the name of the stamp? Maggie, hi. The name of the stamp is the Barnwood Planks. This is the Barnwood Planks stamp. And this is the grape stamp. This is part of the new spring release. The grape stamp is, oh, hello, Joy. Hi, Joy from Canada. So the Barnwood Planks stamp has been around for a while by IOD. And like I said, I think it's really underused. So that's what this is. And it's a 2-pack stamp. And it comes with different style planks. You can choose whichever one you want. Here's kind of a picture of it. I'm using this one right in here tonight. But look at these little nail things that it has here that you can use to divide your planks with. I'll show you that tonight too, hopefully. But you get different planks, different styles you can use. You can mix them, you can match them. And it also comes with, because it is a 2-sheet stamp, you get these little knots. I'm just like over the moon about these little knots. Look at that. You know, the little holes that you find in the wood. Okay, so yeah, so that's the Barnwood stamp plank. Okay, so now let me grab my my baby wipes and go ahead and wipe off my stamp so that it doesn't get dry. Because I will be in there, y'all, at the sink, scrubbing away. It's nothing like letting your stamp get dry. All right, so I'm going to show you guys now how I got the grapes on here. And kind of the technique that I use. I'm taking my baby wipe right here and I'm just wiping off my, my stamp before it gets too dry. Really quickly. I always keep baby wipes on hand. Y'all, I hope there's not a lot of little naked babies running around because I got all the baby wipes. You don't think there is, do you? If they are, they can come here and I'll share my baby wipes with them. Okay. Just trying to get my stamp somewhat clean so I don't have to do too much scrubbing, y'all. All right. So now let's do the grapes. So, like like I said earlier, this is the grape stamp. And this is one of the IOD's new spring release stamps. So they released 3 stamps. Was it 3 stamps? Yeah, 4 stamps. It was the grape stamp, the peony stamp, the chrysanthemum stamp, and then the apple belly stamp. So this is the grape stamp. So I'm going to show you guys how I got this look on here. And that's where my pencil with no eraser, which I don't understand who makes a pencil with no eraser, but whoever made it, I happen to get it. So I'm going to be using my pencil here. Scoot you guys back just a little. All right. So the grape stamp also comes, you guys, with these little, see the little grapevine here? Can you guys see this little grapevine thingy here? So you can connect the grapevine and you can make it longer. It has one down here, one here, and you know it's kind of sort of, you know how a grapevine does, right? And so so you can kind of change it up a little bit and connect them. So this is how I got the grape. So for this one here, I used the big grape right here. There's a smaller cluster of grapes here. You guys see that? Here's a smaller one, and here's an even smaller one at the top. But this was the biggest one. Okay, so I'm going to show you guys how I did that. Because I wanted to get a hand-painted look, y'all, and pretend like I was an artist, even though I'm not, right? It's just like trickery. Okay, so I'm going to take the grape. This is the big one again. And I'm not going to put it down here because that's the one I just stamped there. And I'm just going to put it kind of, let's see. I'll put it right here. So what I'm going to do is, let me bring you guys in a little bit closer. Come closer, my pretty. Eva, thank you. I don't consider myself an artist at all. I wish I were, but I don't consider myself an artist. Why am I getting that kind of a glow on there? Looks like gold on it for some reason. Some light bouncing off of something. Okay, so here's my stamp here. And so, but thank you, Eva. I appreciate that. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my pencil. I'm going to turn the side down that I'm stamping on, right? This is the side that I would usually stamp on. I'm going to turn it down, and I'll put my, lay it flat, and then I'm going to take my pencil, and very lightly, I'm going to trace the shape of my grape stamp. Very lightly, because I'm going to have to come back. You guys can't see this on camera, but over here on the grape that I stamped, you can still see the pencil mark. Okay, let me see. I might have did it ever so lightly. So do you cut out the stamps to use them individually? No, Donna, they just peel off the, they're on the backing. This is the backing that they came on, and so you just peel them off individually, and then you can use them individually, and or you can cut them. I've seen other people cut, like they will cut, like for instance this leaf right here, they will cut this out and leave it on the backing and then use it to stamp. I typically peel mine off like that, and then use it. So they're individual on these, on the backing here, and you just peel them off to use them however you want. Okay, so let me see if I can find my line again. Might have did it a little too light. Too light, and I can't even see it. Okay, I think I can see that now. So you guys can't see this, but I can see it here on my camera. So what I did was, remember to put the stamp, the side that you're going to stamp on, remember to put that down, because if you put it the other way, when you get ready to go back and put your grape on here to stamp it, it's gonna be wrong. It's gonna be opposite, and you're gonna be like, what in the world? Because I did that the other day, y'all. That's how I know. So make sure that the side that you stamp on is the side that you put face down, and then trace it. So that's what we did. Okay, so we did that. Move this over here, and now I'm going to take my I'm going to get my, scoot you guys back just a little so I can get my my paint and my brayer so that I can ink up my grape. Y'all, hey you guys, so while I'm thinking about it, I want to show off. I don't know if you guys can see it. I know you can see the bottom, but you guys see the bottom of this right here? And here's the top part right here. Here's the handle of it right here. Y'all, ooh-wee. This has been the best thing since sliced bread. This is like a lift dolly. So I have my table sitting on it, and it has this hydraulic lever on the back that you take your feet and you can just pump it up. And then it has this little lever back here on the handle. You guys see this little, that little lever right there? And you just pull it up and it'll go back down. Ooh, y'all, Harbor Freight, you guys, Harbor Freight. I love me some Harbor Freight now. They are my best friend because of this lift dolly. It may save my back another 6 months. Who knows? So anyway, I just wanted to show that off. That is my lift dolly. So you guys will probably be seeing that in a lot of other videos as I put pieces of furniture on it. Okay. So let me put a little bit more paint on my plate. And I'm going to adjust the camera so you guys can see me here. And I don't know, y'all. One day my dining room might actually turn back into a dining room. I don't know. Oh, I need to. Yes, Eva. Girl, if you paint furniture, y'all, if y'all paint any kind of furniture, go and get you one of these lift dollies. It is worth every dime. Every dime, honestly. Okay. All right. So here is my brayer with my paint on it. There's my grape stamp. So I'm just gonna take, and just like we did the other one, and I'm gonna try not to get black paint all over my project. But this is the stamping side. This is the side that I would stamp with. So I'm just gonna ink up my brayer. Try to get a little bit of paint, but not too much. Lightly run over my grape. I already see that I got a little bit too much, but we're gonna roll with it. Try to put some of that back, just so it won't be so smeary. All right, so I got it on my grape. Now, so the image that I did, I'm gonna bring you guys up just a little so you guys can see. So the image that I did on here with my pencil, you guys can't see that, but I can see it. Excuse me, I can see that. So I'm gonna now take my little grape stamp and I'm gonna find as best I can. So my image is going to be a little bit wider than the actual stamp because you have this edge here that makes it a little bit wider. So I'm not able to, when I trace it, I'm not able to get up, you know, to the edge of the grapes because, you know, it comes with this, darn it. It comes with that edge for your, you know, so you can actually have a little bit of something to hold on to. You can also use, have you guys used the thin mounts? I see a lot of people apply these to the thin mount. and then put them down. I just kind of, for me, I just hold them most of the time. All right, so let me see if I can find my, where I traced it at, and now I'm gonna lay it down, just like that. And there are a couple places that I can already see that I got too much too much paint. So it might be a little bit smeary, but I'm okay with that. Hey, these were juicy grapes. That's what we'll say, juicy. These ones were juicy. I'm just kind of lightly pressing down. If you get enough paint on your stamp, you really don't have to push down really hard. You just lightly tap down. All right, peel that up. There we go. Can you guys see that? I think you guys can see that. So there's my image of my grape. Pull you guys up just a little so you can probably just faintly see it inside. Can you guys see that right there inside this barnwood plank? So I'm gonna have to do something, right, to make that stand out. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna let it dry for just a second here while I go ahead and stamp another. And so this down here is pretty dry now as well. And so I'm gonna do the same thing. Just, you know how grapes are on a grapevine, they're not all, they're not all the same way. So I'm going to turn this one the opposite way, and I'm not going to trace it out because since I traced out the other one, I'm just going to drop this one on here. I wanted to show you guys how you can trace it out. And get the shape of it. Okay, there we go. So can you guys see that now? So now I have that one and I have this one. So I'm gonna also add here. So this grape stamp comes with a lot of really cool leaves, y'all. Like this corner one, it comes with this big one here. Can you guys see that one? And it comes with a few smaller ones down here, along with the grapevine that we talked about earlier. So I'm gonna take this leaf here off of, so Donna, this is what I was talking about earlier. So this one I haven't used, right? So, but it's on the backing, it's on this flexible backing here, and you just take it and you peel it off. And it doesn't, it feels like it's gonna break, but it's really not. So you just peel those off, and there you have your leaf, and you can use it as you want. All right? So now, here's my leaf, and I kind of want it to go right here, connected to my grapes. And again, I'm going to take my pencil, I'm going to trace around it. That just gives me, the reason why I'm tracing this is because it gives me an idea, because I have this Barnwood stamp, and this Barnwood stamp is kind of, has a lot of pattern. Me tracing it would kind of give me an idea of where my image is supposed to go. And again, I'm tracing it with the stamp part down. Okay, there we go. So I can see that. I know you guys can't, but I can see that. So because of this, the way this stamp that I'm using here. Now, if you weren't using this Barnwood stamp, there would probably be no reason to trace this at all. But because it's kind of patterned and I can't really hardly see, I could actually stamp over and just stamp it down. But this, if I walk away and come back, at least I will be able to see kind of a shadow of where I put my leaf. All right, so here's my leaf. Give it a light, not too heavy, but not too light. Inky. And then I'm just gonna find my shape here. I can see that. Then I'll just drop my leaf down. All right. And then I'll just press down. And you could use ink, you guys. So IOD makes the inks as well. And you can use the inks, and we'll be using those inks in just a second. But inks do take longer to dry. All right, so there's my leaf. Can you guys see that? So now here's my grape and here's my leaf. All right, so let me just wipe this off really quick with my baby wipe. So I'm not standing up at 10 o'clock by the sink trying to get ink off of a stamp, wishing I was in the bed. Let's see, Maggie says definitely gotta go to Harbor Freight. Yes, y'all. I am not, Harbor Freight is not paying me to say this, but I'm gonna tell y'all, go to Harbor Freight and get y'all one of these lift dollies. Because you will not be disappointed. And check online, but if you check online, call the store, because the one thing about Harbor Freight is their online and their store inventory does not match. But I just happened to stop in. My sister and I were out shopping, and I happened to stop in at the Harbor Freight in Grand Prairie, or actually in Dallas, and told the guy what I was looking for, and they had one. I was like, yay. He said, oh, we only have one. And I said, well, that's all I need is one. So go get it, child. All right, y'all. There we go. So now we have our grape here. We have our grape here. So I'm going to show you guys how I did the color. So for the color, instead of using paint, I decided to use the Iron Orchid Design inks. Oops, sorry y'all. Okay, so let me move back a minute, and I'm gonna grab my ink. Gosh, y'all, it's 8:20 already. Time flies when you're having fun. Okay. So I got let me grab my board too, because otherwise I won't have anything to put my ink on. All right. So I do have a fan on, and I do have, so these inks will dry up relatively fast. But typically, y'all, inks take longer to dry. I don't know why, but they just do. All right, so let me pull you guys up. And let's see. We're gonna do this grape right here is dry, pretty much. So, and I want them to be kind of bluish. You know how grapes are, they're kind of blue, purplish. Mine are going to be blue. So I'm going to be using IOD's ink, and this is the China Blue. I'm just going to put a little out. I'm using this, excuse me, you guys. I'm using this board, just kind of like as my little palette. And then I have these little, just these little brushes that I got from Walmart. And I'm going to be using those to fill it in. All right, so here we go, y'all. I'm just going to take a little ink and then start to find my grapes. And now I can fill them in. All right. Can you guys see that? So now I can just go through with my little brush and fill in all of my grapes. And I'm just kind of going right over the Barnwood plank. But what's really cool is because I'm using the ink and not paint, the ink is kind of translucent, and so you can still kind of see the plank design in the background. So it kind of really makes it look like the grapes are hanging on the, you know, just hanging around the fence. So there we go. What do you guys think? So you can't really tell right now that this is a cluster of grapes, but I can really see really well where the grape outline is. I will come back too with a with an eraser and just erase that faint line of the pencil that I use. I don't know about y'all, but this little table already looks better. It just might get to paradise, y'all, because where it was before, whoo, it wasn't pretty. And we just want it to be pretty. So I just keep going with my ink. Just like this, and you can make as many grape clusters as you want. I mean, this is your fence with the grapes growing on them. This is not the neighbor's fence. So you can make as many clusters of grapes as you want. You can go and eat them if you want. Now, if you catch the neighbors eating your grapes, that's, you know, I don't know. Hopefully you like your neighbors. So I'm going to connect these. I'm going to do another couple of clusters. I'm going to connect these with grapevines. It's kind of fun actually going in and painting these. I rarely ever paint like this, but it's actually kind of fun doing these little circles. And again, because the ink is so translucent, it's not really covering up completely. If I had used paint, I would have completely covered up the planks. But because I'm using this ink, and because ink is so translucent, I'm not covering up the plank at all, and so you can actually see through it. So there we go. So I will continue to do that. And like for this leaf here, I'm going to use Iron Orchid Designs New Grass. It's kind of a little bit of a green color. Perfect for a leaf. And so I'll do the same thing. Take just another brush. One of these little artist brushes. And just follow my pattern. You know, it's kind of like, you know, this when we were in school, y'all. And you used to follow the pattern and color. So this one will go green. And you can see all the little veins in here, and you don't actually you can kind of go over the lines if you want, because again, the ink is so translucent that it doesn't, you know, you're not going to cover up the lines. You'll still see the veining for the leaf. So that is it, you guys. I think this little puppy here is going to look much better than it did. Of course, anything would have been an improvement, right? I used to paint with inks all the time. Oh my goodness, you did, Joy? This is really my first time. But I remember being a kid and painting, you know, doing those little projects in school with the watercolors. So I guess this is kind of similar to watercolors, but it really is really, it does give it a really pretty look, kind of almost like a hand painted look. And y'all, I cannot paint. I can't paint by hand. Nope. But I can follow the pattern. Remember those projects that you used to get, and it would say number 1 would be red. So you go in and paint it red, and then everything that's labeled number 2 would be, you know, blue. That's kind of what I feel like I'm doing here. So that's what it's going to look like, you guys. What do you guys think? Delicate work. It's not really, Donna. Because I'm going to tell you, honestly, y'all, I'm not. That's why I paint furniture. That's why I don't do a lot of small things. Because I don't really, I'm not really good at doing the delicate work. So it's really not too delicate, because all you have to do is just paint in the lines. You see how fast I'm going? And you can even go over the line, because again, I'm using the ink, and so the ink is translucent. You are painting by hand, Joy. Thank you, Joy. Yeah, I guess actually I am, but I have to have some lines though, Joy. So Donna, you just follow the see, you just follow the lines, and I'm actually painting over the lines. I'm not even trying to stay in, because the ink is lighter than paint, which is why I wanted to use ink, because I didn't want it to completely cover up the lines of my images here, of my stamp. And so I can just actually run right over this with my brush. And that's it, y'all. That is it. I was an artist for one day, for a couple of minutes. And there we go. So that's the leaf. So I'll finish the grapes. I will finish the grapes, and then I'll put a few more on here. I'll connect them with some of the grapevines, and then I'll finish the legs on this piece. And so you can see where I was telling you guys that there were paint drips and stuff. That Barnwood stamp really helped to camouflage all that. I don't even see that anymore. So I think this is going to turn out really cute, y'all. I think it actually might make it to Porch Paradise. So I think that is it, you guys, for tonight. So I will finish this up. Couple things I want to tell you guys though. So I will be posting a picture of I haven't forgotten about our project from last week, which is the dresser, the 3-piece dresser set where I did the bees stencil. I will be posting a picture of that. I'm almost finished with that. I will be posting a before and after picture of that, but I'm going to need a name, y'all. We haven't named nothing in a while. And y'all know how we feel about naming things. We can't let pretty things go without a name, y'all. So be thinking of a name for that and send me your suggestions. I will remind you guys when I post the after picture. And then I will finish this up as well, and I will post a picture of it. So hopefully you guys like the Barnwood stamp. If you guys have not tried this stamp, I suggest that you do. Also the grape stamp, you know, don't toss it to the side, y'all, just because they're grapes. Because I mean, sometimes people are like, what am I gonna put grapes on? Well, you put them on the coffee table. You can put grapes on whatever you want. So you know, just sometimes try to think outside the box. You know, a lot of times we think grapes, yeah, what am I gonna put grapes on? But you know, it's just left up to the imagination. So that is it for tonight, you guys. What time is it? It is like 8:33. So thank you guys so much as always, y'all. I so appreciate y'all joining me. I really do. I appreciate you guys taking your time out to join me, because I know you could be doing a lot of other things. So whether you're watching me live or whether you're watching me on the replay, I really appreciate it. And hopefully you guys are watching the Decoupage Marathon this week. I will be on Friday at 6:15, and hopefully I will see you guys there. All right. Thank you guys. I hope you have a great rest of the week, y'all. I am off this week. Ain't no telling what I might do. I might go mountain climbing. I might go skiing. Y'all, I ain't gonna do nothing. But at least I can dream. So thank you guys. I appreciate it. And you know how we say it on the porch. Don't forget to bud, bloom, and be unique. Bye, you guys. Thanks so much for joining me. Have a great evening.